Um, I want you to picture a town where the sun just feels distinctively absent.
Yeah.
We aren't just talking about like a rainy day or a bit of overcast weather here. The source material paints this picture of a heavy, suffocating morning fog that it just clings to the pavement like it's terrified to let go.
Right. It's a very specific vibe.
The streets are empty, it's quiet, but it isn't a peaceful quiet at all.
No, it's a withheld quiet. It's the kind of silence you get when everyone in a room knows a secret, but completely refuses to look each other in the eye.
That is a great way to put it. It feels like the town is holding its breath, like it's hiding something right beneath the asphalt.
Yeah.
And honestly, just reading the screenplay notes for the setting gave me the creeps before a single character was even introduced.
And that atmosphere is absolutely crucial for what we're doing today. We are taking a deep dive into the film out a long time ago.
He's stuck, isn't he? He is completely frozen in time, and his job is metaphorically perfect for this kind of story.
It really is.
He's a radio operator who hosts this late-night program where lonely people call in to share their fears, their regrets, their secrets.
Think about the psychology of that for a second. He's a vessel for the town's misery. He sits in the dark, night after night, literally listening to other people's trauma.
He absorbs it, he listens, and I noticed this in the character notes, he never talks about his own life. He is a total vault. He's deflecting his own.
That is a volatile psychological mix. You can only suppress that kind of internal pressure for so long before something breaks.
And that is exactly where the inciting incident finds him. It starts with a simple disturbance in the signal.
Right.
So picture this. It is a quiet night shift. The soft, jazzy bumper music is playing. It is totally routine. Then, suddenly static. The signal just cuts out.
And it isn't just a technical glitch.
No, it feels aggressive. And through that white noise, a whisper cuts through.
And this is not just random interference. It is highly targeted.
It whispers his name, Daniel, just once. Now look, if that were me, I'm out the door. I'm quitting.
Oh, absolutely.
But Daniel freezes.
His
You left her.
That phrase is the key that unlocks the entire backstory. You left her. It's not a threat of violence. It is a direct accusation of abandonment. And this is where we learn about the event that froze Daniel's life in place.
We have to talk about the orphanage fire. This is the core trauma of the whole narrative. In his head, it is flames rising into the sky, screams in the distance, running through smoke-filled hallways.
Just pieces.
Yeah, broken memories. He can't quite put the puzzle together.
Which is a classic symptom of post-traumatic stress. The mind protects itself by breaking the narrative apart. If you can't remember the story from beginning to end, you don't have to process the ending.
Wow, yeah.
But the haunting forces that narrative back together.
And here is where it really escalates. It starts being a private torment inside his headphones. During a live broadcast, remember, this guy is on the air speaking to the whole town. The voice interrupts again.
It hijacks the signal.
But this time, it's not a whisper. It speaks through the radio to the entire town.
The truth is buried beneath ashes.
I got goosebumps reading that part of their collective silence.
Exactly. And this pushes Daniel to stop hiding and start investigating.
So he goes to the ruins. And the description of this scene, as an explainer of dark cinema, it is just thick with atmosphere. The building has been abandoned for years, rusted gates, warning signs.
It's a physical manifestation of a memory that has been allowed to rot.
Yes. It's the architectural equivalent of his own mind. Broken, dangerous, and full of shadows.
He walks in, and the wind is howling through broken windows. The walls are charred, standing like skeletons.
And in that silence, he starts hearing children whispering. But he also finds physical evidence. This is where the story pivots hard from a standard ghost story.
It wasn't just a home for children. It was a controlled environment.
So Daniel does what any good protagonist does. He goes to the library.
He hits the books.
He digs into the old town records. And usually in these movies, this is the boring part, looking at microfiche, finding an old newspaper clipping. But what he finds here actually blew my mind.
This is where Voice of Shadow pulls the rug right out from under the audience.
Yeah.
Daniel discovers that the orphanage was secretly funded by powerful town as a variable in an equation.
That changes everything about the fire. If this place was a literal house of horrors.
Then the fire wasn't an accident. It was a sanitation measure. They were burning the evidence of their crimes.
Which means the Voice of Shadow leading Daniel there isn't just haunting him, it is leading him to a crime scene.
Exactly. And this is where the film's monster becomes very interesting. As Daniel gets closer to this objective truth, the crimes of the adults, the subjective horror gets way more aggressive. The voice stops whispering his name and starts accusing him directly. You remember?
That line, you remember. It's so accusing. And the film shifts into full psychological drama right here. There is this one scene the source describes that sounds he's isolated, he's being watched, the pressure is just boiling over.
Which leads us to the climax, the descent. And notice the symbolism here. He has to physically go underground to find the answer.
Right. Daniel goes back to the ruins. It's storming outside, classic pathetic fallacy, and he finds a hidden underground chamber beneath the rubble.
This is the literal descent into the subconscious.
He breaks through the debris and finds this room, and inside there's an old recording device covered in dust. He presses play.
The absolution. That is the key that unlocks the cage he has been living in for 20 years.
And watch what happens to the shadow when that line plays. The source material emphasizes this visual shift. The shadow has been this jagged, terrifying thing screaming, "You left her." But the moment Emily's voice says, "It's not your fault," the shadow changes.
It softens. It starts repeating Emily. One has regrets. Everyone has things they would rather not look at.
For sure. It makes you wonder, doesn't it, if we all have a shadow waiting in the wings, fed by the things we don't say?
That brings us to a final question for you to mull over. The film posits that the silence within is the true monster. So you have to ask yourself, what truths are you, personally or collectively, suppressing right now?
What are you keeping in the dark that desperately needs to be brought into the light? Because if Voice of Shadow taught us anything, it's that the longer you stay quiet, the louder the whisper becomes.
And eventually that whisper will scream.
That's it for this deep dive into Voice of Shadow. Thanks for stepping into the darkness with us.
Until next time, keep listening.
See you in the next deep dive.